Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is some sewing that I've done. This is the Deer and Doe Plantain tee or top, and I've used a viscose jersey that I bought from Minerva website, which is like a sort of grey, I don't know if it's leopard print or cheetah print, but like an animal print design. So I'm quite pleased with this. I'm quite happy about it. It was a free pattern from Deer and Doe, and I had made their Sirocco jumpsuit already, and the instructions are pretty clear and pretty straightforward, so I'm quite pleased about that. It is quite a simple pattern. Usually the free ones are quite simple, which makes sense. It's a top, so it has a front and a back that you cut on the fold. It has a sleeve pattern that you just cut two off because you have two arms, and then it has a neckband as well, and those are the only pattern pieces. And then so it doesn't have any like other options, so there's no other sleeve lengths. Yeah, no, that's a complete lie. There are 3 sleeve lengths. Completely forgotten. Yeah, so there are a few different sleeve lengths, but those are the only options. And then it also has elbow patches, which are kind of the unique selling point, I suppose, with the top. You can omit them, and I was going to do originally, but then I thought it would be kind of nice to break up the animal print with just some black. So I did include that, and I did the full length sleeve, which I just managed to eke out of the fabric. I made the size 38, which I think is like a UK 10, and I had 1.3 meters of the fabric, and I did just manage to get a full length sleeve, like 2 full length sleeves plus all the other pieces, and then I did the patches in a different fabric, which I imagine is what most people would do. Why would you patch in the same fabric? So yeah, it's a pretty simple pattern, and the instructions are very clear. The size 38 fits quite nicely. It's like a looser fit, and so maybe I could have done down a smaller size, but actually I think it fits really well, so there's no reason to do that. The only thing is the placement of the patches on the elbows. I did follow the pattern, but they're just not in the right place for my elbows, so they need to be lower down my arm and then like a little bit further round. They're sort of creeping a little bit too much to one side, and they're like too high up for my elbow, but I don't think anyone's really going to notice. It just kind of, if you're going to have elbow patches, they should probably sit on your elbow. So I don't think the pattern directed me to measure where my elbow was to place them. It just had markings on the sleeve. However, there is a line on the sleeve where you can shorten and lengthen the sleeve, so maybe by doing that it would then influence the placement of the patch, but I'm not 100% sure it would. So maybe that is a flaw with the pattern, that they could kind of say you'll need to just double check where these patches are going. The only thing it says is just to make sure that you put them on where it's marked on the pattern, which doesn't seem to be the right place for me. It's not a major problem, like I said, it's fine, but it would be nice if it just fit a little bit better onto the elbows. With the construction, I did quite well. I have to say, like, I used to really hate sewing stretch fabrics and jersey and stuff, and now I just realise how much easier it is because you don't really have to finish off any seams, and I don't really bother ironing it as well, which maybe I should, but I don't really find it makes much difference if you iron it. If you want to iron stuff, it is really nice to iron like a nice woven fabric that like really irons and presses really nicely and crisply, which you're not really going to get with like a jersey fabric in my experience. But I just kind of don't bother. To finish off the seams, I was using pinking shears, and then for a whole bunch of seams I just forgot, so they're just left like raw and straight. And I could go back and trim them now, except because I've like sewn, you know, pattern pieces together, the pieces of fabric together, I won't be able to cut them with the pinking shears all the way around, so I'm just going to leave it because I don't really care that much. And it's not going to fray, and I just realised like how easy it is, like how much I prefer to like work with that kind of fabric that's not going to fray, that I don't have to finish off the seams because it's just for me and I don't really care. And also like stretch fabrics are what I wear most of the time, so I do now really appreciate like this kind of fabric. And this is viscose jersey. It has like a really nice like drape to it, and it's really soft and it feels so nice. It is a little bit lightweight. I think on the Minerva website it said medium, and I bought it to make some leggings, and it would have been so like see-through. I don't know, you probably can't tell on the camera, but I can see the camera through through the fabric, so it would just not have been appropriate for leggings. That's why I got such a dark colourway as well, because I wouldn't normally go for darks. I prefer more brights on the top half in particular. Yeah, it arrived. It was my fault really, because the website didn't say that it was suitable for leggings, but I was just struggling to find fabric that would be. I don't quite know. I probably need to see it in person to get the right sort of weighting of it. But when it arrived, it clearly wasn't really going to work for leggings, so I decided to make another full length sleeved top, because even though it's July, it's really cold and rainy and miserable all the time at the moment, which is frustrating. And I just had enough fabric to be able to do that. And I decided to go for the plantain top because I'd not made it before, so it was a good opportunity to try a new pattern. And yeah, I really like this like viscose jersey. It's like my new favourite fabric. I want to make all my tops and dresses out of it. If I can find a heavier weight of it that'll work for leggings, I want to use it for that as well. But maybe it's a bit drapey for leggings, maybe that's why it wouldn't work, I don't know. Oh, I just used some black Ponte for the patches that I already had. Like I said, I hadn't really planned to use this fabric for this top, so I didn't really have like a full plan of what I was going to use, so I pulled out a few different things, and obviously the black is already present in the original fabric. Yeah, so I love this type of fabric. I just would not have chosen this colourway for a top. I think it's a little bit drab for me. It's quite autumnal, I think, and so it might be one that I actually save for later on in the year rather than wearing it now. Or I might just wear it now, I don't know. I do need some more long sleeve tops, so we'll see. But yeah, that is my plantain top. Let me know what you think, and give us a like and subscribe.